Peace and blessings, family. Today is November 25th, the morning after uh, the verdict was rendered, not to indict the officer, Darren Wilson, for the death of Mike Brown out there in Ferguson, Missouri. And, I just wanted to take the time to, send some energy, some positive energy, out into the black and brown neighborhoods, not only out there in Ferguson, Missouri, but also in other parts of the country that are under the same conditions that those, who are living in Ferguson, Missouri are under. Politics that don't serve us, business community that's, just about making money and, not necessarily concerned with the wherewithal of the people who put that money into businesses. Parents and adults, who have, for various reasons, lost the cohesiveness that we need to be able to exhibit, to be able to supply our young people with the security and protection and room for growth and empowerment, that they need. I just wanted to say, there are some of us, and I take no pleasure in saying it, but it's true. I didn't expect, an indictment to be brought back, in favor of justice, I still remember, Trayvon. I still remember Sean Bell. I still remember Amadou Diallo. I still remember so many others, So I wasn't, I would have been more surprised and shocked, if an indictment was actually brought back. And the reason for that is because, I live my life in a way where I'm conscious, I'm aware, of what my position is as a black man in this society and what black men are subject to, what black women are subject to, what black children are subject to. I understand that, this is a society that has no particular positive plan, for our people. And because I carry that consciousness and that awareness, I never get, I never get swayed, I never get tricked, or I never get lulled to sleep into believing that today is a new day, disconnected from what yesterday was. I believe that we're not going to see real justice in this country until we learn how to unite and organize ourselves so that we can begin to empower ourselves, politically, economically, and socially. Our communities are wide open. They are wide open for anyone who feels like it to take advantage of us. And that goes for the outsiders, the police and other entities that want to, the other races and other ethnicities that want to set up businesses in our community and sell us inferior goods and services and overcharge us. Our community is wide open to them, and our community is also wide open to those of us who, for various reasons, play the role of bloodsuckers and parasites and are not, in the practice of striving to get their minds right and to cultivate and refine their character, and their principles and their standards and their cultural outlook so that they can be beneficial, to the community that they live in, So our community is wide open for attacks from without. And our community is also wide open from attacks from within. And there has to be at some point an effort, a greater effort to bring some type of justice, to bring some type of empowerment, to these communities that is based upon our unity, where, positive majorities, of our people are able to become self-determining, to become independent and autonomous, where we, live within this American system the same way other ethnicities live within this American system. And they do well within this American system based upon their unity and their organization. Nobody else in this country is put in the position of being dependent and having to protest and burn things down the way our community is, and when you see things like that, you got to understand that's helplessness right there. That's helplessness. When you have to resort to destroying your own neighborhood, that means that you have not learned how to come together to utilize other means to get things done on your behalf. Where you can call, thousands of people together to stand together socially. Not in a reactive way because one of your own was killed, but because you've built the type of bonds that was necessary, for you to become a respected people in the society. It comes about through numbers, coming together, standing with one another, strong, united, organized, for a common interest. And what common interest? Survival. You know what I mean? The right to exist, the right to perpetuate our lineage, the right to perpetuate, our human rights in this world, as a people, and once we're able to come together socially, then we can begin to feed that power into politics and make politics work for us better. Then we can begin to feed that power into, economics and business. And it won't be about us having to boycott anyone. You know what I mean? Boycotting is also reactive. We're reactive, and boycotting can only work but so long if there are no businesses created by us that we can feed our dollars into. So I'm just saying, family, to those of you, who have practiced consciousness, whether it's, black nationalism, whether you down with the Nation of Gods and Earths, whether you down with, the Moorish Science Temple or the Nation of Islam, or you just a brother or sister. I'm not necessarily down with any of those groups, but I'm about truth, and I'm about, studying and learning from those who went before us so that I can be responsible for myself, as a black man, as a black woman. Keep the faith, family. Keep the faith and keep on living your life to the best of your ability. Be the best example that you can be as an individual. And don't fall prey to despair. Don't fall prey to despair. Just practice, what you've already been practicing. Because you, like me, if you had some type of consciousness, some type of awareness, you didn't expect any indictment. Either. You knew that, we are not practicing the type of empowerment in our neighborhoods that would compel, people outside of us to have more respect for us. So you didn't expect an indictment. You know what I mean? So, family, just keep on practicing what you're practicing. Remain strong, remain dignified. And what I would ask you to do, if anything, is to talk to the babies, Talk to the babies. Don't get caught up in the fact that, the powers that be seem like, they're setting up and they're, like they're closing in for the kill. And yeah, I agree with you. That's what it seems like. And don't get caught up in the fact that so many of our peers in our neighborhoods, other parents and other adults seem to only be concerned about, love and hip hop Hollywood or, or Scandal or, whatever the latest, reality show is. Don't get so caught up in them not being on point. You just make sure that you remain on point, and as long as you remain on point and as long as you practice a strong physical uplift, a strong mental, uplift and spiritual uplift, as long as you continue to practice that, there is hope. There is hope. You know what I mean? I don't care what's going on outside of me. That's not necessarily true. I do. But I'm not going to let what's going on outside of me deter me from continuing to do the job that I know I'm supposed to be doing. And that's to be a strong, dignified, mentally uplifted and spiritually grounded black man in this society, with a responsibility to feed the babies, to go after our youth, and to strive to open up their minds to what they need to be doing, in their own lives, so that they don't fall prey to the same, craziness that some of their parents and adults and others, who came before them fell prey to. You know what I mean? I thank God that he positioned me to, be someone who works with young people, and has been working with young people for decades now. I pray to God, I thank God that he has given me, you know, a spiritual discernment. You know what I mean? A desire and a thirst for truth. You know, I thank God that he made me a studious brother, you know, who's always studying, who's always striving to learn. You know what I mean? Not from one subject, you know, but from all subjects. You know, I'm wide open, open-minded, you know, to truth. And I thank God that he's given me the ability to speak, you know, with clarity, you know, not to strive to impress anyone, you know, not to strive to dazzle someone because I speak so well, but speak with clarity, to make it plain, to break it down to where the baby can understand what I'm saying. This is what the young people need. They need for you to teach them, you know, not from some type of scholarly, you know, I'm at the college podium level, but nah, break it down, make it plain, like Brother Malcolm used to say, so that they can understand what they need to be doing, you know, at 11, at 8, at 9, you know, at 10, at 11, at 12, you know, 13, 15, 14. What do I need to be doing to make sure that as I become older, you know, and society begins to expect things from me, you know, that I'm prepared to be able to stand up and be who I need to be for myself. You know what I mean? So, you know, family, I didn't mean to speak this long, but I just wanted to say, family, you know, keep the faith, you know, keep searching, you know, keep on digging, you know, keep on laying claim to those jewels, you know, of truth, and bring them home and present them, you know, to the babies who need these things the most, you know. So having said that, peace and blessings.